Hey! Hi guys, this is Jamie and Kari from Champagne Jewelers. Thank you for joining us for our Thursday afternoon happy hour trunk show. Get yourself something, take a seat. We are going to do something a little bit different today.
We are. So the last couple of weeks we've been showing you different pieces that we have in our inventory. And this week we've got some more really beautiful pieces, but we're actually going to do a little educational seminar. So we decided that we'd pick a gemstone and talk about it and tell you all the things about the gemstone so that you know as much as we do, or a lot of it, about the different stones that are available and the different properties and what makes them expensive and not expensive and the different varieties that they come into. So our gemstone this week that we're going to talk about is the sapphire. And sapphire is one of our favorite gemstones. We really love it. And one of the things I really like about sapphire is the variety that happens with a sapphire. It's a gemstone that is very hard. So it's something that's very versatile. It's something that can be worn in a ring every day and just enjoyed. It's something that comes in just a huge variety of different colors. So that's, I think, what is really cool about it. Sapphires, like I said, is a really hard gemstone. They are a 9 on the Mohs scale. So the Mohs scale is spelled M-O-H-S, and it ranks how hard different minerals are. So diamond is a 10. It's the hardest thing on the scale. It's really hard. Sapphire is a 9. Now it's not a gradual scale that it goes into. It's very exponential how it goes up.
Not linear.
Not linear.
Really bugged me when I first started learning about
So
this.
when you think that a diamond is a 10, well, a sapphire would be a 9. Well, in actuality, diamond is a 10, a sapphire is a 9. And then everything else is below that. So there is still a big difference between the hardness factor of a sapphire and a diamond. But overall, sapphire is still a very great gemstone to be worn every single day. So we'll start off with the classic traditional blue sapphire.
Oh my gosh, we've got some great ones here today.
Model this one.
Yes.
Because this is a great standard
Oh my
too
gosh,
for
yes.
how a sapphire
Hi,
ought to
Beverly.
look.
So one of the most famous blue sapphires in all the world is the engagement ring that Princess Diana had,
Kari.
and now Kate Middleton has. And it's a beautiful giant blue sapphire. Now this one's not quite that big, but it's still really beautiful.
I tell you what, you can tell when you're wearing it on your hand because
Oh,
it's
yes.
also set in platinum.
that one is set in platinum.
And you can feel it when it's there. It's just
Platinum's
like,
got a nice heft to it for
yes.
sure.
Yes, I have.
It's a very regal pose. I love it.
So that would be considered a gem grade sapphire. Something like that is a big, how big is that stone?
5.26 carats.
5.26 carats. Betsy's gonna hold it up there so you can see it. That one's got the is that got the gold plates on the side?
Yes.
Yes.
And it's just a really beautiful, deep, even color. So that's more rare when you get a sapphire that size that's got that really beautiful, deep color.
I love those facets on top too.
I know,
Look at
it's
those.
The crown
So
piece.
gorgeous.
Just look at it and be like, oh.
Kind of.
I could look at that all day.
Now, some other sapphires might be that big, but they don't have that depth of color, that consistency of color. They might have more inclusions. Sometimes they have what's called color zoning, where you actually see like zebra stripes in the sapphire, like a lighter and darker shade. And that's just how the crystal grew over time. So that's not necessarily anything bad. It's just something that's more common that happens. So when you have a larger sapphire that doesn't have that, that makes a big difference. So on the opposite spectrum of the blue sapphire is something like these. This one.
Oh, look at you. You're like a pro now.
I know, it's
love
like I've
it.
listened.
We've learned.
Those look
So
so
these
great.
are our pair of hoops. Hey, guess who likes hoop? Jamie likes hoops. These are blue sapphires. These are real blue sapphires, but they are very much a lower quality gem. So they have that really pretty blue color. They have a really pretty sparkle to them. They're not clear at all. There are so many inclusions in this that they are opaque. They are still faceted, but we set them in the sterling silver with the 18 karat vermeil on the hoops. So they're very fashion style, but they're still the blue sapphires. So that's a huge range for this quality blue sapphire versus the gem grade.
Well, for example, how much are those?
These
how much do those
are
earrings cost?
$110 for these earrings
There
with
are
all of
6
these sapphires.
Good size looking sapphires. This one right here retails for $68,000.
Right. So a little bit
A
of
little
a
bit of
difference
difference
there.
There's a range.
And again, it's just it's a rarity factor of how rare that quality of gemstone is. You can also have kind of an in the middle grade, which is what we often see in smaller gemstones and different jewelry pieces. You know, something like this is a really fun 3-stone design.
I love this pendant.
Isn't that pretty? That still has a really bright, pretty blue color. This pendant has little diamonds in between each sapphire, and they're graduated in size, so they get bigger as they go up. So that's a really fun style. But something like this is more of a traditional fine grade sapphire. This is stuff that you're going to see at nice jewelry stores. It's stuff that's going to be more readily available, especially in those smaller sizes. So that blue color is still really pretty. It's still very clear, the stone itself, but it doesn't quite have the intensity or the silk of that color. It just doesn't translate quite as much. So that's, I think, is
It doesn't make you want to say, oh, peasants.
Oh, peasants. and then kind of a step down from that, something like this would be considered more like the commercial grade, where that's a lot darker color sapphire. I don't know if you can kind of see that. It doesn't quite have the bright blue shade that we saw. It doesn't glow. Yeah, that's the glowiness of it. I think that's really cool.
It's got that like inner fire type of thing.
Because it's very clear. You can see all the way through it while still maintaining a really, really deep intensity of that color, which is hard to find.
Right. Now, sapphire is just pure corundum, which is the gem, the mineral that sapphire is colorless. It doesn't have any color to it. So it's those trace elements that are present when the crystal is growing. That's what's going to give it the different colors. So blue is probably the most popular and
definitely the most well-known.
100% for sure. But there are a lot of different other colors in sapphires. So Jamie's going to show you one of her favorite gemstones, which is a really pretty peachy pink color. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it on your skin. Will you be able to see it?
You'll be able to see it.
You're probably going to have to model it, Kari.
It kind of actually matches our tablecloth thing here. It's like a very light peachy rose gold. This one in particular is an emerald cut.
No, it looks white on her. Kari, you're going to have to model it.
I tried.
I do get a little bit more
So
color.
this
I
is
don't
one of
even see
those
that
things
either.
I often tell people. So a trend right now is
See if we can,
non-diamond engagement rings with color stones in them. And that is awesome. I love the creativity. I think it's fantastic. There's a lot of rose gold is very, very popular. And a stone with this kind of a color looks really, really good in rose gold. It amplifies the stone's color and the stone complements the metal. What you'll see a lot of is people looking for morganite. Now morganite is actually related to aquamarine and emerald. It's in the beryl family. And those, if you don't know already, tend to be a lot more sensitive and a lot lower down on the Mohs scale, easier to scratch. And so I don't tend to recommend those for a ring that you're going to wear every single day. If you're looking for a color stone in an engagement ring, what I like to say, because it's fun and catchy, is you can have any color you want as long as it's a sapphire. Which throws some people off who've only ever seen blue sapphires. Any color you want, as long as it's a sapphire.
Exactly.
So this is a really great example of a really beautiful light peachy pink color that's still a sapphire. Now, tell us, dear Kari, tell us a story about this mouthful of a word called a podparasha sapphire.
Oh, good gravy.
So
take a moment and mourn.
Sapphires come in all these different colors. There is a color that is called podparasha, which is a pinkish orange color, and it means lotus flower. So it's kind of based on what that color of the flower is. and it's a beautiful, beautiful shade of color. Now, when I first started working at a jewelry store 20 years ago, 21 years ago, I was in college, as broke could be, and we had a jewelry show. And one of the special gems that we brought in for that show was the spectacular color Podparasha sapphire. I had never heard of that before. I had never seen it before, but I absolutely fell in love with this particular color of that gemstone. Obviously, I did not have the $10,000 that it cost at that time, 20 years ago, to buy that gemstone, but it's something that's always been in the back of my head that I would love to add to my jewelry collection. So I have several of our gemstone dealers who might be a little sick of me at this point, that I do ask them what they have in Podparashas when we get to see them, because I am looking for that shade. The one that's in my memory that is like the perfect color Podparasha sapphire that I've ever seen.
There's a reason we don't really carry a whole bunch of them in the store. One is because they're unique, they're a little bit more specialty, and the other is because Kari is so picky that no color is ever exactly right for a Podparasha.
Exactly.
Well, there was one that we found that was the right color, but it was way too small.
Yeah.
And you know Kari.
She likes small things. No,
Not
she
small,
does
not
not.
small. So that's the on the hunt of sapphires. Even in that blue sapphire color, there's such a big range of shades of blue. You know, think of when you're going to pick paint colors for your house, how many different shades of blue exist in the world. That's kind of the same thing with the sapphires. Every single one is different. So the Podparasha, I think, is a really special gemstone. And there are stones out there that are classified as Podparasha that do look a lighter shade, more like that peachy pink color that we have, and some that look more orange, and they're just not quite the right shade for me. So I have that color in my head that I'm still looking for. If any gemstone dealers are watching and want to send me some samples, that would be great. Because I'm always on the lookout for that perfect color gemstone. In the other really well-known corundum stone, so corundum again is the gem shape, that
Mineral.
crystal, that mineral, that sapphires and fancy color sapphires come from. The other one that everyone has heard about is a ruby. Ruby's a sapphire, it's just red. So any other color in sapphire is a yellow sapphire or a green sapphire or a purple sapphire. But if it's red, it's a ruby. It's always ruby. So we have a couple really pretty rubies.
I'm actually wearing one.
Jamie's got a really pretty one on her finger.
This is one that I own. It's from our Kimberly Collins collection. And if you tune in tomorrow night, you will actually see a ring that is part of this collection that will be in that sale. It's really, really beautiful. It's that kind of brushed finish on the 18 karat yellow gold with the bezel set. I love this ruby. It's so pretty. Something that's really, really fun about rubies is that they fluoresce, which is a really fun party trick. I mean, just watch
Can
this,
confirm.
okay? Ruby, beautiful, awesome, lovely. Oh my gosh, look at that, it glows! It
magic.
fluoresces. And mine fluoresces really nicely. I'm a big fan of that.
Yes.
If you want to see a bigger, absolutely stunning ruby with some trapezoid diamond side stones, which are pretty unusual. You don't really see that in diamonds as much, especially with that well matched. This is a really stunning ring.
Special ring.
It is. It's platinum again, so you can really feel the weight of it on your hand and feel very regal. And oh, look, it matches my lipstick. Oh, delightful, lovely. And it also fluoresces beautifully. Ta-da! Ooh.
Wait, do it again. Do it
myself
again.
for a second.
Do it again. And go. Yay!
Woo! Some diamonds fluoresce as well. Check that out.
Love it.
Well, those fluoresce actually pretty equally.
Do they?
They do. It's Betsy's favorite thing. So the
Yeah,
fun
I
thing
need them
about
to be equal.
diamonds, people match them for everything else, but generally do not match them for fluorescence because you're not going to see that until you go cosmic bowling. These two fluoresce about equally, which is really fun. Ta-da!
I'm gonna say you can't really see. There, I'll put some. That's so cool.
Look at that.
It is pretty
Oh,
equal.
that's a stunner.
That ruby is gorgeous.
It's really beautiful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
This is the one we got from the show that.
This is actually, if you're looking for rubies and you want to find the finest, deepest, richest color, that is the one you want right there. That's kind of the standard.
The trade name is Pigeon's Blood.
Pigeon's Blood Red. You heard it here first. No, but that is the actual trade name for that color. that is above all other colors for rubies.
Exactly. Then also in rubies, sometimes you'll see a bit of a less intense red shade. So we've got, put that one in front.
Of course I'm going to put this one in front.
This is a really beautiful Art Deco design with a really bright ruby, but it's definitely a lighter shade, and it's cut a little bit more shallow so that it's a lighter color.
It's almost a window.
Yeah, window.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really beautiful ring design. If you're going to be checking out our sale tomorrow night, our Facebook Live sale,
It's a little preview.
that's a little preview of a piece that will be in that sale. It is normal price of $4,000, I believe.
It is $3,000 actually normally.
I think it's $4,000.
Oh, okay.
But that piece will be in the sale tomorrow night, and we'll have to check it out to see what our super special sale price is.
Yes, our surprise.
This one also has a name because we love it so much. Her name is Bloom.
Very lovely.
Nice.
Yep.
Very nice. Other rubies will have this really intense color as well, and a little bit lighter shade.
Yeah, you're good.
So this is a really pretty pair of the pear-shaped ruby studs with the diamonds all the way around. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, I love those.
I love these little studs. They're so pretty.
They are.
So it's kind of in between intensities. Still really gorgeous, really, really gorgeous stones.
And oh, look what just found its way out to my
Oh,
hand.
look, a little ruby band.
Yes, if you need something again to add to your stackable set, this is a great one. It's by one of my favorite designers, and it's got this very unique checkerboard pattern with little princess cut rubies and little diamonds in white gold, and it sparkles like crazy.
I love that.
Ruby is the birthstone for July, which is not too far off.
Believe it or not, it's coming
I
up.
know.
We might be out of quarantine, and who knows?
I hope so.
Who knows?
Sapphire is the birthstone for September, and you can use any color sapphire for the September birthstones.
If you really want to cheat, you can even do a ruby if you absolutely love rubies.
Right,
We won't
exactly,
tell
we won't tell
anyone.
Sapphire is also the traditional gift for the 5th and the 45th anniversaries, so it's so cool that I got 2 anniversaries. Sorry, my voice is running away. Other colors, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say this one is awesome.
This
I
is
love
a really
that.
good example of all of the different corundum colors right here, all in one pendant. Check it out. You've got little pink ones at the top. You've got some kind of orangey ones, some yellow ones, some little green ones, some blue ones in different shades, and some little kind of purplish ones at the bottom. I love that. Actually, at the last show, I may or may not have stopped by one of our gemstone people and picked out a beautiful pair of green sapphires. I know, shocking. Jamie picked out something green. And I'm going to make them into little earrings to go in my new piercing. I'm really excited about it.
Hurrah.
Yeah.
Love
Very
it.
fun.
I love it.
We've also got
This is just
yeah, those sapphires are ridiculous.
Those are
stunning.
stunning. And check out that one on your left with the 3 ovals. That is a lot of bling, folks.
Can I
That's
take that out?
That's kind of a lot of diamonds to have on side stones.
Yeah, this one's got
I love it so much.
4 carat center stone and then 1 carat total weight on the sides. And that's in
and look, it fits.
barely.
Hey, it still fits. Oh my gosh, and it's
Fits.
oh, that's
The
so beautiful.
ovals on this are just gorgeous, and they're really well matched, and it's a nice heavy platinum ring.
It passed Andrea's inspection for oval diamonds, so you know.
You know she's picky about that.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
So beautiful, beautiful things. And then if you'd like a sapphire, like I said, we've got in our Alyssa Bass collection the really pretty earrings, and then we've also got the wrap style bracelet or necklace that's in our new Nina Wen collection. This is cool. Those are the ombre blues.
So it's
you've
got all the different colors.
the lighter
in the blue.
shades of blue, more of the denim color, going all the way into that rich, rich blue color with the sterling silver clasp and little beads in between. Isn't that cute?
I love that.
This would be a really great summertime necklace, I think. or
It would.
bracelet.
Yep.
Well, and it's so
Great
versatile.
graduation gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in case you guys have forgotten, Mother's Day is coming up. It is very, very soon.
10 days.
10
days.
10 days, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Moms have worked really, really hard the last few weeks, so I feel like they really need a treat.
And your kids are not going to be bringing home crafts from school for Mother's Day presents.
No macaroni necklaces this year.
You are on the hook, folks. Get on it.
Get on it. So definitely, if you need a gift, send us a message. Check out our website. We've got so many really great gift ideas. We have probably 80% of our stuff online, but there are new pieces in the store that we haven't had a chance to get on the website yet. So if you're looking for something, let us know. We'll be more than happy to help you find the perfect gift.
My goodness, we make your shopping so easy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We'll just text with you a little bit, send you a couple pictures, you pick out one you like, and the next thing you know, you just pull up. Don't even have to come in the store. It's gift wrapped.
Really doesn't get
Done.
any easier.
Yeah.
Not any easier than that.
How about paying online, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Can
Yeah, so
we
you
do
can-
that?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you go to our website, you can buy things online and just pay through that. If we are if you're texting you, we'll send you an invoice via text. So you can type in your credit card information there. Again, you don't ever have to come into the store. A receipt can be emailed to you. We're trying to be as contactless as possible.
You can pay over the phone if you're not comfortable with the texting invoice. We also have financing on our website if you are looking for that. And it's really, really easy to use. It's painless and
It's a 0% interest.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
No, you really can't.
So, anything else we need to cover with the sapphires today?
Refractive index? You want to get
Let's
nerdy?
get a little nerdy.
Well, it's a little too nerdy. I haven't had enough alcohol for
Okay.
Yeah.
that yet. Just kidding.
All gemstones have different properties. That's what helps us gemologists determine what that gemstone is. So when you're just looking at a pretty thing, we can determine if it's a real gemstone, if it's a lab-created gemstone, if it's something that's been treated in some way. So the refractive index that Jamie was talking about is unique for corundum. So rubies and sapphires and different color sapphires will have a different refractive index. They also have different inclusions, those imperfections that are inside of the gemstone. And that's a big way that we can tell the difference between a sapphire that has been grown naturally versus one that's been grown in a lab. A lab created stone is by those inclusions and what we see in those. Even there are different ways that they make lab created sapphires now too. So there's 3 or 4 different ways. So each of those would have different inclusions that can tell us how that stone was made if it wasn't grown naturally in the ground. Most sapphires are even heat treated now too, so they have a more intense color. There are some that are not heat treated that still have that real intense color. Those are really pricey, but they're really beautiful. And that's, I think, the I love most about gemstones is that every single stone has its own story, and all you have to do is learn about it. You know, you can look at the stone and learn about where it came from and the unique properties that it has. So, like Jamie said, I think they really make a great option for engagement rings too, because they are so different. And you can really find a gem that speaks to you as a couple and, you know, has its own story that kind of goes along with your story. So definitely keep those in mind for engagement rings too.
Definitely.
Absolutely. One of my favorite, fun aspects about working with Kari is that I can sit her down and ask her to tell me everything about sapphires, and she will. And she'll tell me, okay, take a look at this sapphire, and she'll have me look at it under the microscope, and do you see how this tiny inclusion way off in the corner is like a little bit wavy around the edges or something like that? And sometimes I'll have to look for it. And then she'll show me the comparison of okay, well, this is how you can tell that this one was grown in a lab and this one wasn't. She'll get out all the books and show you. And that's something that I love that we are able to pass on to you as the customer, because you want to know what you're buying, you want to know what you're finding, and you want it to be really, really cool. And if you're like me and you want to just delve right into the nerdy side of it, we are happy to answer your questions all day long.
We're out on gemstones
All
anytime.
day long.
Facts. We really can.
For real. And diamonds. I
And
mean,
diamonds.
there's lots of science to all of this, for sure.
Absolutely. So, I want to thank you all for joining us today, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow night as well. Don't forget, we are going to be doing another Facebook Live sale.
7:30.
7:30.
Central Time.
Grab your cocktail, tell your friends.
Come join us.
Come join us. We're going to have another really cool collection of some different pieces from the store. We have some spectacular deals.
There's gonna be some surprises.
I was putting them in to this morning, and I was like, dang,
Yeah.
There's some,
that's a really good deal.
yeah.
So if you're looking for a Mother's Day gift or an anniversary gift or whatever you need, just get something for yourself even. Oh my gosh, you deserve it.
Absolutely. I happen to know, just so you know, that this one, which we have previewed, is on many wish lists and will go very quickly. If you want to get in on it before the sale and before it gets snapped up, send us a message. Just a little word to the wise.
It's a beautiful piece. So we have a lot of beautiful pieces that we'll be showcasing tomorrow night. 7:30 Facebook Live sale. Next week, we will also have our little Thursday afternoon early happy hour.
Same time, same place, folks.
If you have something you want to learn about, send us a message. I'd be happy to
Yes.
nerd out on jewelry for a little while and tell you all about the different gemstones. So definitely send us a message if there's something that you want to learn more about. And we'll see you all back here tomorrow night at 7:30.
Cheers.